The lasagna was perfect, which should have been my first warning. Mom only made her famous 5-cheese lasagna when she needed something or was about to drop a bomb. As I sat at the dining table in my childhood home, watching my family pass around garlic bread and salad, I wondered which it would be tonight. "So, Iris," my father started, clearing his throat in that way that meant a prepared speech was coming. "We've been doing some thinking as a family." "As a family." Code for without you. "Oh." I kept my tone neutral, cutting into my lasagna. "About your situation," Mom added helpfully, as if I had a situation that needed addressing. "I lived alone in a 4-bedroom house in Westwood. Worked as a software architect. Had no debt, no drama, no situation that I was aware of. But in my family's eyes, being 34 and single apparently qualified as a crisis." "What situation would that be?" I asked. "Living in that big house all alone," my sister Penelope chimed in, unable to contain herself any longer. At 29, she still lived at home, her third attempt at a master's degree recently abandoned for a gap year that was entering its second year. "I like my space," I said simply. "But it's so wasteful." Mom protested. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, for one person. That I pay for. With my job. That I work hard at. "That's actually what we wanted to discuss," Dad said, shooting Mom a look that said stick to the script. "We think we found a perfect solution." I set down my fork. Here it came. "Penelope's been having a hard time," Mom began, reaching over to stroke my sister's hair like she was 12 instead of nearly 30. "The job market is so tough for her generation." "The job market is excellent for software developers," I pointed out. "I could get her interviews." "You know she's not a tech person," Dad interrupted. "She's creative. Artistic. Those fields are harder to break into." Penelope had been breaking into various artistic fields for a decade. Photography, jewelry making, life coaching. Most recently, candle making, which had left Mom's garage full of unsold inventory and the house perpetually smelling of vanilla lavender catastrophe. "Anyway," Mom continued, "we've decided the best solution is for Penny to move in with you." At a family dinner, my sister said, "Mom and Daddy promised I could live with you." The words hung in the air like the scent of failed candle ventures. I carefully took a sip of water, organizing my thoughts. "You decided this?" I asked slowly, without asking me. "Well, we knew you'd say yes." Penelope beamed. "You're always so generous." "And Mom and Dad said it makes perfect sense. I can have the whole second floor, turn one bedroom into my craft studio, use another for inventory storage." "Inventory storage," I repeated. "For my new business. Customized therapy journals. It's going to be huge. I just need a space to work and someone to help with startup costs, and you have both." "We've even worked out a timeline." Dad pulled out an actual printed spreadsheet. "Penny can move in next weekend. We figured she'll need about 6 months to get established, maybe a year." 2 years max," Mom added, "just until she's on her feet." "And we thought she could pay you a little rent," Dad continued, "maybe $200 a month, just to contribute something." I looked at the spreadsheet. They planned everything. Which bedroom would be hers? The master guest room with the ensuite bathroom. Which room would be her studio, my home office? Where her boyfriend Derek could park when he stayed over, my garage. "Derek's staying over?" I asked. "Well, they're practically married," Mom said. "You can't expect them to never see each other." Derek. The unemployed DJ who lived in his van and had borrowed, and never returned, $500 from me last Christmas. "So let me understand," I said slowly. "Penelope is moving into my house, taking over 2 rooms, paying less than a storage unit would cost, and bringing her boyfriend. For 2 years, and you've all decided this without asking me." "When you put it like that, it sounds bad," Penelope pouted. "I thought sisters helped each other." "When have you helped me?" The question slipped out before I could stop it. What's that supposed to mean? She looked genuinely confused. When I was working 3 jobs to buy that house, where were you? When I needed help moving. When I was sick last year and needed someone to pick up groceries. I had things going on, she said defensively. You know I don't handle stress well. Right. But you can handle the stress of running a business from my house. That's different. That's creative stress. Good stress. Iris, my mother's voice took on that disappointed tone I'd heard my whole life. Family helps family. You have space. Penelope needs space. It's simple math. I sipped my water and replied, That's awkward. I sold the house last Friday to a couple. The silence that followed was so complete, I could hear the neighbor's dog barking 3 houses down. You? What? My father's voice cracked. Sold it. Closed on Friday. The new owners take possession in 30 days. But, Mom sputtered. You can't sell a house that fast. There are inspections. Paperwork. Cash offer, I said calmly, cutting another bite of lasagna. They waived inspection. Been in escrow for 45 days. Amazing what you can accomplish when your family doesn't know your business. Why would you sell your house? Penelope wailed. Where will you live? Already bought a new place. Smaller. 2-bedroom condo in a building with very strict HOA rules about guests and home businesses. You bought another place without telling us? Dad's face was turning red. Did you tell me when you promised Penelope she could live in my house? When you planned out which rooms she'd take? When you decided my garage would be Derek's parking spot? That's different. How? Because we're your parents. Mom slammed her hand on the table. We have a right to know about major decisions. Like Penelope moving in with me. That was supposed to be a discussion. No, it was supposed to be an ambush. You made her favorite meal. You printed spreadsheets. You promised her my space before even mentioning it to me. I took another bite. This really is excellent lasagna, by the way. I can't believe you'd do this to me. Penelope's eyes filled with tears. Mom and Dad promised. They said you'd take care of me. I'm not your parent, I said gently. I'm your sister. And I've been taking care of you since we were kids. Giving you my toys, my clothes, my time, my money. When does it end? When she's stable, Mom snapped. She's 30 in 6 months. If she's not stable now, when will she be? You don't understand, Penelope cried. Some of us didn't get the tech brain. Some of us struggle. You don't struggle. You quit. Photography, quit when the classes got hard. Jewelry, quit when the first craft fair didn't go well. Life coaching, quit when you realized you needed certification. Candles, those didn't sell because of market saturation. They didn't sell because they smelled like a headache feels. Iris, my father stood. That's enough. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. For once. So what are we supposed to do now? Mom demanded. Penelope can't keep living here. We're converting her room into a gym. I nearly choked on my water. You're kicking her out? Not kicking out. Transitioning. We're retired. We deserve our space too. So your solution was to make her my problem? Our solution was family helping family. No, your solution was me helping Penelope while you help yourselves to a home gym. You've ruined everything, Penelope sobbed. Where am I supposed to go? Derek has a van, I suggested. That's not funny. Nether is planning to take over my house without asking. Who bought it? Dad asked suddenly. Maybe we can talk to them. Explain the situation. The Guyans. Lovely couple. 3 kids. They're so excited about the neighborhood. Kids? Mom perked up. Maybe they need a nanny. They both work from home, I said, crushing that hope. And their kids are teenagers. This is a disaster, Penelope wailed. I told everyone I was moving to Westwood. I already updated my Instagram bio. Without even asking me first? Mom said you'd say yes. She said you owed us for all the years they supported you. I set down my fork carefully. Supported me? I got a full scholarship. Worked through college. Bought my own car, my own house, paid my own bills since I was 18. Emotional support, Mom clarified. You mean the emotional support of being told I was too focused on career? That I'd die alone? That I was selfish for not wanting kids? That emotional support? We worry about you. You worry about yourselves. You worry that I won't be available to fix everyone's problems. That's not true, Dad protested. When did you last call me just to talk? Not because you needed money, or tech support, or someone to bail out Penelope. Silence. That's what I thought. So where's this new condo? Mom asked stiffly. At least tell us where you'll be living. No. 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 You'll show up. Make demands. Promise Penelope a key. I need boundaries. Boundaries? Penelope spit the word like profanity. From your own family? Especially from my family. I can't believe you're being so selfish, she stood dramatically. This was supposed to be my fresh start. It still can be, just not in my house. What house? You sold it. Without telling anyone. And you plan to move into it without asking. Seems fair. It's not the same. You're right. One of us made decisions about our own property. The other tried to make decisions about someone else's. Mom. Penelope turned to her mother. Do something. What exactly should she do? I asked. Ground me? I'm 34. You could have at least given us warning, Dad said. We could have made other arrangements. You had Penelope's entire life to make other arrangements. Instead, you enabled every quit, funded every failed venture, and then decided I should take over because you're tired. We're not tired, Mom protested. We just think at our age. You're 62. Not 92. Plenty young enough to keep housing your adult daughter. The gym equipment is already ordered, she said weakly. Cancel it. Or set it up in the garage next to the therapy journals that won't sell. This isn't how family acts, Penelope said. No. How does family act? By making plans for other people's homes, by assuming their money is communal, by treating them like a backup plan, by helping each other. I've helped. Bought your camera equipment, paid for your jewelry supplies, invested in your candles. When does it become Penelope helping Penelope? I need more time. You've had a decade of more time. I hate you, she said quietly. No, you hate that I'm not playing my assigned role anymore. What role? The responsible sister who fixes everything while asking for nothing. You don't ask for anything because you don't need anything. I don't ask because I learned early that my needs don't matter in this family, only yours do. That's not true. Name one time, just one, when this family put my needs first. Silence stretched. Mom opened her mouth several times and closed it. Dad shuffled papers. Penelope glared. I'm going. I stood, placing my napkin on the table. Thank you for dinner. You can't just leave, Mom protested. Watch me. What about Penelope? What about her? She's an adult. You're adults. Figure it out. Where will she live? Wherever she chooses to afford. Iris, please. Penelope grabbed my arm. I'm sorry, okay? I should have asked. But I really do need help. I know, I said gently. But needing help and deserving help are different things. You've had help your whole life. Has it actually helped? Or just enabled you to avoid growing up? That's mean. It's true. And deep down, you know it. She let go of my arm. So you're really abandoning me. I'm setting you free. No more safety net means you'll finally have to learn to fly. What if I fall? Then you'll learn to get back up, like everyone else. I headed for the door, my family trailing behind like confused ducklings. At least tell us when you're moving, Mom called. Already moved. Been staying there 2 weeks. You never notice because you only call when you need something. 2 weeks? Dad looked stunned. But you've been here for dinners. from my new place. 15 minutes away. Far enough for privacy, close enough if there's a real emergency. This feels like an emergency, Penelope said. No, this feels like consequences. I opened the door to leave, then turned back. Penelope, a word of advice. She looked up hopefully. That couple who bought my house, they're looking for someone to help with social media for their business. Real job, real pay, real opportunity to build something. I don't know anything about social media marketing. Neither did I when I started in tech. The difference is, I learned. You think I should apply? I think you should do something other than wait for rescue. Will you put in a good word? No. You'll succeed or fail on your own merit. That's what adults do. I left them standing in the doorway. 3 adults who just realized their safety net had moved addresses without leaving a forwarding number. My new condo was peaceful. Smaller, yes, but mine in a way the house had never been. No spare rooms for family to claim. No garage for Durex van. No space for anyone's failed business ventures but my own. My phone buzzed all evening. Texts from Mom about family loyalty. Calls from Dad about disappointing them. Instagram messages from Penelope about ruining her life. I turned it off and made tea in my compact kitchen, looking out at the city lights from my 10th floor window. Tomorrow, they'd still be angry. Penelope would still need rescuing. Mom and Dad would still expect me to provide it. But tonight, in my undisclosed location, with my strict HOA and my boundaries intact, I was free. The house in Westwood would shelter the Nguyen family, who'd create their own memories in those rooms. And Penelope, she'd either figure it out or she wouldn't. But for the first time in her life, it wouldn't be my problem. Family helps family, Mom always said. But sometimes the best help you can give is refusing to help at all.